Welcome to the Work Wives and Real Lives podcast. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ava. We're two best friends and coworkers spilling the tea on business, boundaries, and all the beautiful chaos in between.
From workday wins to real life messes, we're talking through it all.
Unfiltered, unpolished, and always putting friendship first.
Think of it as your weekly catch up with your favorite coworker turned soul sister.
So grab your coffee
or your wine
and let's get into it.
Stunning. All right. Hello, everyone. I am Katie. Welcome to Work Wives and Real Lives. I'm here with my bestie, Ava.
What's up?
And we are here to just dive into the nitty gritty of our lives, our working relationship, the unhinged things that go on in our life every day.
Truly.
Truly. You're going to hear that word a lot. So I thought we'd start with a little intro of each of us just so you can get to know us if you don't know us already. So I am Katie. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a business owner. I'm a corporate employee for the man. I'm a dog mom, a chicken mom, all the things. I've got two amazing kids and I own two Pure Barre studios. I'm a sub at those studios, although I'm back on the schedule.
She's just a sub.
I know, I'm just a sub. But I am back on the schedule soon, next month. But it's fine. And that's how Ava and I met, and we're going to get into that in a bit. But that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's when I come in and with all the Pure Barre. But hey guys, my name is Ava. I am a Pure Barre teacher. And I also am a regional manager for the Pure Barre studios that the lovely Katie owns. And that's how we met. But I'm also a wife, a dog mom of two now. And I live in Tennessee, which is crazy to say.
Yeah. She left me.
I fled California, like majority of Orange County.
Everyone else did.
And moved to Tennessee. But yeah, loving it. It's very different from what I've grown up doing as far as living in California, also living in New York City. Yeah, different speed, different pace, which is good. It definitely matches my husband's energy. It does not match my energy, but we're learning to meet halfway.
You're meeting halfway. And you know what? You're together. You got
That's
the pups.
Marriage. We got the pups. Yep. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. You guys have bugs there, yeah?
Too many bugs. And right now it's summertime and the cicadas are alive and thriving and they seem well, but I am not well with them. I absolutely despise them. If you've ever seen a dead cicada just like at your front door in the summer, you truly live in the South. I had no idea what they were previously until like July hit and the wilderness just started speaking at night. I was like, what is this? We are not in the city anymore.
Wait, did you watch the security camera video from this morning at the studio when I was trying to chase the cricket out?
No, but there's so many wildlife things just approaching that studio. It's crazy.
I know. Our operations manager, she's like a Disney princess, like literally.
Truly.
Not literally, but like she should be. But like the birds come and visit her. So she's like Snow White or Cinderella. She's just got all these animal friends that just come hang out with her when she's working. It's fantastic. Yes. And I get a cricket. So
that's the energy we've got.
We've got cricket energy over here.
We've got cricket energy. Love it. So let's tell them a little bit about how we became work wives and a little bit deeper dive into our relationship and be fun to give like first impressions of we thought of each other.
Well, that's probably not good. Well, how I came, so Ava was working at the studios, the Tustin studio, and when the pandemic hit, a week into lockdown, I found out I was pregnant with my son. We were in Long Beach, California before. We had the cutest little house, but we were both immediately working from home full time. And we had Wyatt, whose daycare was closed, and so she was 3, and we were just on top of each other. And so we were like, we need to find a bigger house with more space. And we both worked in Orange County, and so we thought it made sense because we thought very quickly we were going to be going back to work. It turned out it was a long time, as we all know, but we decided to look in Orange County and found this house in the Tustin area. And so I started going to the Tustin studio. I had been teaching on the side at a studio up in the Long Beach area. And then because I was pregnant, it was COVID, I just came as a client for a while. And then the owner there approached me a few months after I had my son and said that she was moving to Tennessee and was if I was interested in buying the studio. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. I was bored. My job at the time was essentially overseeing capital projects for a multifamily owner operator. So all of our projects stopped and I just had nothing to do. So I said, let's buy a business. And obviously I had met Ava before that because she was teaching at the studio. I am the type of client when I am a client at a gym where I come in, it's like show up, shut up, leave. Like I don't talk to you. I come in, I do my workout, and I go. I don't socialize. I'm not there to make friends. We love that for our clients that do that. But for me personally, I'm actually a natural introvert. So I just showed up.
Come in, do the damn thing, and leave.
Yeah. I liked you. I didn't really like get to know you. I had taken a couple of your classes maybe, but yeah. What did you think of me?
Well, pretty much what you said. I literally thought you hated me and hated the studio. And so when the previous owner told me that you were taking over, I was like, but she hates this place and she hates everyone. And then you came to one of the meetings and I was like, this girl, she's got boss energy. She's got personality.
I have a personality. I just don't.
She's a real person.
I'm a real person.
No, I literally thought you hated me and you were, yeah. I was like, there's no way this is going to work. And then, sure enough, here we are. It's working.
Yeah, the former owner was an owner operator, and obviously the studio had sustained a lot of membership losses during COVID. And so she kind of did need to run it that way. And, it was her full-time job on top of being an owner. But I was planning to maintain my corporate job. Obviously I still have it. Well, a different one, but I still have a day job.
She's employed.
I'm employed. I have a paycheck, that comes in steadily, which is nice sometimes. But I knew very quickly that I would need to have someone help. I did have a lot more time at the time because, like I mentioned, our work was really slow, but, the former owner had mentioned, I have someone, if you're going to be hiring a manager, that would be interested in being a manager. And Taylor is my hairstylist. She's fantastic. She was working the front desk, and we need to get Taylor on the pod at some point.
We do need to get Taylor on the pod.
Freaking hilarious. I thought it was her, and she was, of course, the first one that quit. She was working the desk. She was, of course, the first one that quit when the former owner left because she was really only doing it because they were, really good friends. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then she told me it was Ava, and I was like, huh, okay.
Interesting.
I don't really know this one. Because, again, I had taken, a couple of her classes, and... but I just didn't know her.
You didn't know what I was capable of. Neither did I.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
So Ava started as our lead teacher to start.
Yep. And then made my way up.
She just kept doing
climbing
the
the
damn thing.
ladder. I just stuck around 10 years later.
10 years later.
But yeah, so I started at the Tustin studio that Katie took over about 10 years ago now, and my audition is it's one for the decades, It's one that's going to
Are we
live
able to
on.
like pull that picture up for the people?
We can post it on our
Yeah.
Instagram.
We'll post it on our
But
Instagram.
if you've ever taken Pure Barre before, there's a pose called a chair where you're pulling off the bar. Your seat should be at knee level. Mine was at, I don't even know where mine was. I was in a high chair. I was sitting up. I was standing, pretty much.
Yeah. You were like lightly resting on a bar stool.
Yes, I was in a bar stool chair. That's for sure. Don't know how I got the job, but I got the job, and here I am today, still going, still
Best
kicking.
instructor ever.
I try. I'm
She's
getting tired. I'm
We're getting old.
getting
over
real
here.
tired. We're getting old. But when the pandemic hit, at the time I was working in a dermatology office as a medical assistant. I did that for, I want to say almost 5 years. Loved it. Love all the gross things that come out of people's bodies. My favorite thing ever was doing any type of cyst removal. There was a PA that worked at the office, and they called us the Cyst Sisters because we were just extraordinaires at removing
Oh,
cysts.
what a talent.
Yeah, move over, Dr. Pimple Popper. It's all about the Cyst Sisters. And so there came a point during the pandemic where it was just me as a medical assistant and then the doctors and then one front desk person. And so majority of half of the office was temporarily laid off during that time. I think I had 1 day off when the pandemic actually hit. And I was like, this is going to be so good. And then I quickly got called back in. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful for because I was able to keep a job and still continued to teach. And on the side, I had a slight aspiration to be a spin instructor as well.
How'd that go?
It didn't go. It did not go. But I learned a lot, in which I'm thankful for it did not happen because immediately after getting told no, I became lead teacher at the Tustin studio and then became sales manager and then GM and now regional and now teaching Pure Barre on the streaming service X Plus. So
Woo, woo.
catch me there.
Catch her
That's
there.
me. That's me in a nutshell, which I'm sure we'll get into a little bit deeper of our backgrounds and past lives. But pretty much
I
the
do
name.
I do have
No,
one
go
thing I
ahead.
need to circle back on from what you just said.
Circle back. Let's do
Circle
it.
back. So the pimple popper, first of all, I'm on some weird algorithm on
Oh, no.
Reels where I get this guy who he's like called the hoof man or something, and he like digs out like rocks out of like cows' hooves
Oh,
and horses like and like gunk and stuff, and then they get infected. I don't know how I
Ew.
got on that algorithm.
I don't know
but
how you got there
it's
either.
really gross.
Interesting.
But I took my kids to the pet store this weekend to get a new fish because my son's evaporated from his tank. And
R.I.P.
Wyatt, we ended up looking at the bearded dragons, and I've always secretly wanted one. But then I was like, let me see what these things eat. So we went down a little bit further down the aisle, and they did have like dried bugs and stuff, but then they had like live bugs, and I was like, let me see if this is really live. And it said like giant cockroach or king cockroach or something. And I turned the tin around, like it was like in a plastic little like thing. It was real. It was this big, and it had something coming out of its butt, like a larva or something. I almost threw up in the middle of the store, and I said, we are not getting one
Oh,
of these.
no.
No.
No, ma'am. Creepy crawlers? Hell no. I don't even know how I'm surviving here in Tennessee because there's a bunch of creepy crawlers.
That's so gross.
So gross. But anywho, segue
Anywho.
into how
Cockroach
we-
larva
into the name, the vision, the vibe, all the things of work wives and real lives. So basically, Katie and I talk 24/7 throughout the day. Half of it may be work related, and then we quickly swerve into friendship, just regular talk that you probably wouldn't have with your boss. And so we're like, we need this to be a podcast. And also just talking to people throughout our lives of like, oh yeah, my best friend is my boss, or Katie, vice versa. Like, oh yeah, my manager is my best friend. Like, how do you guys do that? Well, we're going to share with you how we do it.
This is how.
It's not perfect, but we find a way to always put friendship first. So what are some things that you love about having me as your best friend and manager, and some challenges of us working together?
So I think my favorite thing is that I really can like trust you implicitly, and trust is like really hard for me, especially when it's my business and like my money and my time and like what I've put into the turning the studio around. I think one of the things I'm most proud of is that when I bought the studio, I think it was somewhere around 70 members, and now just at that studio alone we have like 320, and then we opened a second studio 2 years ago. So combined we're, I don't know, somewhere around like 460 members. 470 probably. And I've been super proud of that, but I think what's been most cool is that you've been there the whole step of that. And so I really love, that I can trust you, except with payroll. I just won't trust anyone with that ever. And
I would not trust me either. I would freak out. I cannot have that responsibility.
Cost. No, it's the biggest monthly cost, and that's just something that I'm holding on to control of. You don't want to do it anyways. It's
Keep holding on, girlfriend. Keep holding on to that.
Well, sometimes I make a mistake and like I'll pay the teachers accidentally to like reset their rate from their teaching rate to like minimum wage for some reason, and then I feel so terrible, and because I don't catch it.
Oh no.
And then I have to like write them a manual check for the difference. Luckily it doesn't happen a lot, but no. So I think, the trust is really crucial for me. Like, it's very hard for me to trust people in general, but then especially with my business. And so I think another piece has just been so cool to see your growth as a manager and a leader. And I've been a people leader for a long time at work, and a project manager, and worked my way up in my own like personal professional development in the corporate world. And so to see you kind of have a journey in this role has been really, really cool for me. And I think our friendship just really evolved naturally. Like, it was because again, I don't like go out of my way to like seek out relationships with people that I don't know. And so I think the work was there, and we just were constantly talking, and then a friendship developed from there. And I just think that's been really special, and something I treasure very much.
Aww.
I know you can ask if we ever interview anyone that used to work for me in my last job. They're gonna tell you that I don't give compliments. So
no,
I'm not like Kris Jenner in the corner, like, you're doing amazing, sweetie. But
no. Every now and then it comes out.
Yeah. And you get a hug every now and then too.
A little T-Rex hug.
A T-Rex hug to my arms. I don't like physical touch. It's the last of my love languages.
And it's the first of mine.
Yeah. Opposites attract. They really do.
Truly. I would say you and my husband are very similar in the fact that he's not physical touch at all. And I will literally have to like jump and straddle him and tell him to love me.
Love me.
Love me. I feel like I do the same to you whenever I see you. I'm like, straight for the hug. I'm like, love me, please. No, it's so true. Our friendship just kind of evolved naturally in the workspace. And it helps too with the studios not being a very like formal place of work, that it made the friendship just kind of like easy to evolve. Yeah. One, because we were talking all the time. And two, like on my side of what I love having you as a boss is I can trust you. There's that trust too. And it's so cool watching how you work and how you manage different personalities and different situations in the studio. And I feel like that's where my growth has really come into play, is just watching you and hearing you. I'm like, okay, we need to be stern. And then I start crying.
My favorite is when I have to have a difficult conversation with someone, whether it be a member or now former employees, and Ava
Yes.
just bolts into the
That
studio and
is
hides.
where you cannot trust me. I will be out. I'm like, you got this, peace.
Yeah.
That is an area I do need to work on. I do not do well with confrontation of any sort, especially face to face. So Katie's very good at that. And I'm like, okay, you got this. Bye. See ya. We'll talk
feel
about it
like-
afterwards.
I feel like society or the legal system, I don't think it's illegal, but like, I feel like we need to normalize firing people over email.
Yeah.
That
I
would
mean,
be
it's
nice.
like,
Well, we kind of did that. One girl who just kept not showing up. We just kind of just told her we didn't need her anymore or something. The one that
yes.
you wrote the Chat GPT write-up to.
Oh, no, that was someone else. So the first time I used ChatGPT was on an employee who did not show for her shift. And Katie and I were together, just like sitting in her kitchen in our jammies, drinking coffee, just laughing hysterically because of how formal this email sounded compared to how I just am as a person. Very informal. But I feel like that was like maybe a year and a half ago when I feel like I've gotten a little bit more formal and stern in how I respond to things. Thank you, ChatGPT, for giving me the confidence, and Katie. But there was a time, I think I did send an email to someone, and then I think she called me because she was on her way to the studio, and she's like, so I'm done? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm on my way. I'm like, well, you can leave your key.
Yeah. You're, 2 hours late
Yeah.
to your shift, but sure.
Yeah, she was very late. And it kind of helped too. I had maybe met her in person one time. That's kind of the nice thing about being a virtual. That's something else we'll get into is I manage these studios virtually from across the country. And so I've only met this employee once. And so it made it a little bit easier to just kind of pick up the call and be like, yeah, sorry, leave your key. You're done. But
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's, definitely something we need to dive into because I have a similar relationship now to the studios because I'm not there as much as I was in the beginning. And while our relationship works, and I think a lot of other relationships like this can work, I think that's a very fine line of being friends with all of your employees, and it makes it a lot harder too. So anyway, we'll dive into that. Another thing I want to add for a future episode is ways to use ChatGPT to be more efficient because I use it every day, and if you guys aren't using it every day, you're missing out. It's a game changer. So we'll get into that in a future episode.
Yeah. But I think overall, just like the respect that we have for one another and the trust that we have with one another is the biggest thing. And for myself too, like the last thing I would ever want to do is put you in a bad spot, put the studios in a bad spot. And it helps too being part of a studio for its entire lifespan and growing up in that studio or in that workplace. I want it to prosper. I want it to do well. I want you to succeed. I want to succeed. I want to see others succeed through the process too. And so that's kind of where my mindset of it all goes is one, I don't want to disappoint my best friend. Two, I don't want to let anyone else down. I don't want the studios to fail because it's been such a safe haven for me. I want it to be a safe haven for so many other people. And when you love something, I mean, that's going to show. Obviously, it's a job. There's days where I'm like, I'm over it. I'm quitting. Katie, we're moving to Italy. We're done.
Let's do it.
We're
Sign me up.
running away together. We're out of here. Goodbye. Everyone can fend for themselves.
We'll leave the keys with Jamie, the mayor. Well, she has to come with us.
No, she's coming with us.
She has to come with us. So.
Yes. We have a best friend who's also our sister. Not real sister, but people think we're basically sisters, but she is the mayor of our studio, but she would have to come with us. We'll leave the key with our operational manager.
Yeah, Megan's got it.
Yeah, she's got it. She's got it under control. But yeah, those are some of the fun, good things about being friends and work wise, and some challenges too are when things get a little bit sticky at the studio. Maybe Katie wants me to do something I don't want to do. And I think now, whenever I don't want to do something, it's just like a quiet pause. I'm like, okay.
Or if it's like a Slack message, it's like
Oh,
no
yes.
punctuation or no emojis or a thumbs up emoji. That's when you know I'm mad, is if I thumbs up an
Yes.
emoji you.
Whenever we're mad at each other, basically us flipping each other off is the thumbs up emoji or just liking something.
But I think I heard on like it was like Orange County Housewives or something like a season or two ago that apparently the thumbs up emoji is like the flip off thing, which I didn't
Oh,
know.
for sure. Oh my gosh.
But
No, anytime someone thumbs up any type of message of mine, I'm like, cool, you hate me.
basically.
You basically hate me and you're telling me to go fuck off. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are definitely like the only tough part or, tricky part about working together is that when you have to give feedback to someone or you mess up and you say something in a way that you shouldn't have said it, it like hurts 10 times deeper because
Yeah.
they're your best friend, And so luckily we've been able to like navigate and work through those situations that don't, at least on my end, thankfully happen that often.
No.
But those are the times when I'm like, oof.
How are we going to do this?
And I need you to delegate more. You're doing better.
We're doing better. That's one thing about me is I'm a great employee in the sense where I will
is.
do it all.
She does do it all. And sometimes she doesn't need to do it all. And that's what I'm trying to get through
We're
like
learning.
osmosis into her brain. No,
Slowly but surely.
You are doing a lot.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there too that
Yeah.
have that same quality.
Yeah.
I think it's a positive quality, but also it could be negative just as far as my well-being.
Your mental health is important.
My mental health. We're doing better. I'm trying to find a like solid cutoff time. Like I'm not answering any messages. I'm not going to look at, I will actually look at the email. I will look at Slack. But I will not answer. There will be a point where I don't look at it on a specific day. But if you email me or Slack me on a day off, I will see it. I will see it. Maybe you'll get a response.
Maybe.
That's a lot of growth.
That is a lot of growth.
And that
No,
is on
absolutely.
But also another reason why we started this podcast is because Katie is the queen of email responses. Our staff loves reading emails Katie has sent to clients that get a little spicy, just a little spicy with us. It's so hard working in a space where you're dealing with pretty much like the general public in a sense, where you get a ton of personality types and all walks of life. And so we thought it'd be fun to kind of bring these emails to life in a dramatic reading.
Yes, let's do it. I would like to footnote that none of the emails we will ever read are from current members. So
No.
they, all of our current members are fantastic, beautiful humans, and we love them all. But every
Truly.
once in a while, like any service-based company, job, industry, you could work at Starbucks and I'm sure you have thousands of more
they've
stories
got
than we
stories
do.
for
They have
sure.
stories. But these are just so fun to write. I literally get, as soon as I see, so I don't really check the emails regularly anymore, but if I get told that there's a spicy email that requires my attention, I say, I got it. We're on it.
And she's got it for sure.
These are the best. So buckle up. We're gonna
Buckle
hit you with a
up.
good one for the first one.
This one is my all-time favorite. And so I'm going to do a dramatic reading of the email, and Katie is going to then give her response back to said email. Okay. To whom it may concern, I joined Pure Bar for a 3-month trial in January 2023. At that time, I had scheduled a trip to Africa and knew that I would have to call for a suspension in dues since I was to be gone for the month of February. However, once I received the COVID booster, I was not able to go to Africa and was so sick that I did not call in to suspend the dues. Now it has come to my attention that I was also charged for March and April 2023. How can that be when I signed up for only 3 months? Therefore, I am requesting a refund of the last 2 months of March and April. I hope we can easily resolve this since I will take the issue up with the Senior Abuse Center if I do not receive my refund. I hope you understand just how much abuse is happening to seniors these days, and we are being wildly protected by Adult Protective Services. I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Well done. 10 out of 10.
I don't know what accent that was.
It went a few different directions.
It went like Mrs. Doubtfire into, I don't know, but that is how I would presume she would sound.
I Googled the Senior Abuse Center to see if it's a real thing, and it is not a real thing. At least where we live.
No.
Okay. So, this was a good one. We're taking out names for anonymity purposes. So we should pick a name for all of them. And that's just.
Yeah. I don't know what said person would be.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
We'll circle back.
Hi, blank diddy blank. I've attached your signed, a great name. I've attached your signed agreement and screenshots, love receipts by the way, highlighting the multiple locations where it states it is a reoccurring membership that requires 30 days written notice for cancellation. In no way was this advertised as an intro membership that auto cancels at the end of the 3-month period. Being a former member of Pure Bar blank, she was a member at a former studio, as she loved to tell us, with well over 1,000 classes, as you have mentioned, I'm sure you recall how recurring memberships work. Additionally, I remember personally speaking with you in studio and you mentioning you would only be here for a few months, at which point I responded with, no problem, just send us an email prior to your last month to cancel your membership. Finally, Ava spoke with you on January 16th, offering to cancel your membership for you without penalty due to your behavior towards our staff, at which point you declined and wanted to keep your membership in place. At no point during that conversation did you request future cancellation of your membership. This is in no way senior abuse, rather your own negligence in properly upholding your end of your membership agreement, which you purchased and signed for. I could argue this is you abusing a women-owned small business by requesting multiple months of refunds that you are not entitled to, with a threat of discriminatory legal action if we do not meet your demands. That being said, since you clearly need the $398 more than I do, and in an effort to end this relationship immediately, I refunded your last 2 payments and canceled ongoing payments, waiving the 30-day notice period. Due to you failing to meet the terms of your agreement and your prior behavior in my studio towards my staff, she was honestly the worst, you are advised to find fitness services elsewhere in the future. And no, this is not senior abuse. We are within our right to refuse service per California law. Regards. You always hit him with regards.
Boom.
Boom. God,
wild.
Classic.
And per usual, there's no response back.
No response.
Never.
Very rarely do we get responses. And that's my goal, is to have them not respond because they just realize how ridiculous it is.
Honestly, if you get a response back, you did not do the job.
Truly.
It
wasn't a good enough email.
It was not a good enough email. So let us know. Give us a call. We will proofread for you and let you know if it's ready to send.
Yes. And also, if you have an email you need us to respond to, send it, DM us what the email is, and then we will read our recommended response.
Yeah.
On a future episode.
Yeah.
So, but we have a whole vault of these to read off, but we'd love to hear. Maybe it's an email to your boss. Maybe it's an email to your ex. Who knows? It could be an email to anyone.
Anybody.
We'd love to partake. We love writing these emails.
I love watching them being written. There is one time we were about to embark on a cruise together with our friend group, and like right before we were about to like set sail, I needed an email sent because this woman was being spicy, like beyond spicy. And so we were all like gathered around, just like starting to drink with our friends. Like everyone just got onto the boat. And I was like, Katie, I'm so sorry, but I need you to write this before we leave. Like, I cannot have a good time because I'm trying to figure out what to say personally and I cannot get there. And she immediately like took my phone. And when I hear the nails like going, I'm like, oh shit. She's like, hold my martini.
My martini.
Give me a minute. Everyone be afraid.
The nails are a real thing. So I don't know, like a year or two ago, at my corporate job, there was some execs had come into town and they were doing like a little town hall. And I was visiting a different regional office. It wasn't even my home office. And so I didn't technically need to be there because that same thing was going to happen in our office, but I sat in because I was there. And I was one of the only ones, not the only ones, but like of the 50 plus people in this room, I was maybe one of like 4 people that were actually contributing to the discussion. But in between my contributions, I was sending emails or responding to like messages or whatever. And I remember someone at the time, but I'm the like ultimate multitasker. So I'm still listening to everything that's going on. I'm participating in a region that I'm not even an employee of. And I got pulled aside after by someone who I do respect very much. And, but at the time I was not open to receiving the feedback because she was basically like, you came off as like, because you were on your phone the whole time, it was noticed. And like that was unprofessional or whatever. And I was like, I am participating more than anyone else in this room. Like, who cares if I was on my phone for a bit? And so then I'm telling my husband this story in the car, like when I got back into town. At the same time, I'm telling him I'm tapping on my phone, like sending a text or an email. And he's like, it's the nails. It is your nails on your phone screen. It is the most annoying thing ever. That's why she said something. And I was like, maybe. But that's when you know it's business.
That's when you know, like, we're getting down to business. The nails on the phone, just like full speed. But yours, like, do not hesitate. Like, I'm backspacing, like rethinking. You're just like full force. You do not think, you just do. And I'm like, whoa. So seeing it in action, it like makes me a little wet. It's great.
Oh my God. I'm dead. I love that.
I'm like, wow. Something to aspire to.
Something to aspire to.
Another reason why we're best friends and how we just became what we are is our love for reality TV. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we figured we'd do a little segment of some reality show recap. I'm terrible and did not watch any of the shows this past weekend. I watched Dune 1 and Dune 2.
Did you fall asleep? I have yet to make it through either of those movies.
It was about a 3-day process, so we had to like stop one and then
I can't get over the fact they drink their pee for sustenance. When I learned that fact.
Yeah.
I know it like converts to water or something with their little bodysuits, but
it's an interesting movie. It's almost ties into like biblical times too, especially the second one, which is my favorite because I think there's a little bit more humor to it.
I haven't seen that one.
But anywho, that's what I watched. But I know right now The Valley is on with the reunion. So I was watching The Valley for like maybe the first half while the season was airing, but then with all the divorces and the children involved. I come from a divorce household, and so that just kind of like hit a different way, and it was really sad to see. So I was like, this is not good. I need to stop watching. It just got really, it was real reality.
It was really real.
Truly
and
reality TV.
I don't know. I kind of think production let it get too far with Jax. Like,
Oh, for sure.
and I know I saw he went recently on a podcast and said something about how like the production never knew, but if he was doing that much cocaine regular, like daily, people had to know. And like he was very clearly, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch towards the end. Janet is, I can't with her.
She's hard to love.
She just gets in her own way. She just doesn't
Yeah.
stop. I don't get it. But I think, did you watch the reunion? Part one?
No, but I've seen clips on social media. And
I think the hardest like individual scene or like moment for me was when Jax said that he was delaying the divorce because he thought he was going to get fired off the show and wanted to make sure that if he did, that he had time to file for like enough alimony. And I've never been divorced, and I hope I never get divorced, so I don't know how I would feel in that moment. But like the thought of like someone having to pay you especially because you were the one that messed up and now they have to give you a check every month. Like, girl, get out. Like, no.
No,
I was so disgusted. And everyone's faces when he said that, like, it's just so gross.
no. What I did see on social media was he was wearing platform shoes.
Yes. To sit down.
And we have met this man in person. He's normal size.
Yeah, he's not like that
He's
short.
not like Tom Cruise needing platform
No.
shoes and a fake butt.
Tom Cruise has a fake butt.
Okay, have you ever seen Valkyrie?
No.
So there, you have to look it up. Everyone needs to look it up. Just do Tom Cruise fake butt. And there's a scene where he's like getting off the ground because there was like an explosion. And all you see is just like one big juicy ass. And it's like, there's no way this is Tom Cruise's
Oh my
true
God.
bottom. This is like well cushioned because it was like a big like bomb scene where I think he like fell to the ground, and so maybe he needed like a little cushion for
Oh, like it was there
his
for like
stunt.
stunt reasons.
Oh,
They
for
didn't,
sure.
like,
But the
edit it
camera,
properly.
the camera, I mean, if you were to watch it just like without knowing at all, like it's a quick little blip. But, you know, the internet did its job and got the juicy ass front and
love it.
center.
I love it. I'll have
But
to look that
anywho,
up.
Jax's platform shoes, I did see that. And then the things that he did to Britney that was on the Ring camera, which is very disturbing. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
like a preview for this week's reunion.
About how he pushed her in the bushes or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of at the very end of the episode, so they're probably going to get into it this week.
Okay. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it was just not great. My favorite, though, is always Zach and Jasmine's. Zach's his name, right?
Yeah.
They're like just facial reactions the entire episode are the best.
So good. I had no idea Jasmine was on The Bachelor on Nick Viall's season.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the longest time when I was watching her on The Valley, I was like, I've seen her somewhere in my lifetime. And it was The Bachelor. And I can't remember quite her like role in that season, but I do remember her getting like vividly upset because Nick wouldn't kiss her.
I think he needs to have her on his podcast then.
Oh, for
A
sure.
love reunion.
A little love reunion.
I do
What-
think it's impressive, though, the number of women that have gone on The Bachelor that have decided that men are the weaker sex and have turn to the ladies, and I think it's admirable, and I love it. I'm like, there's something with how they cast the men on that. I haven't watched that show in forever, but I used to watch it all the time.
Honestly, casting needs to take a book from Love Island.
Yes, but Love Island, I don't understand. Oh, there's a fly. Bugs. Um, like, how do people on social media find in minutes these like past inappropriate tweets or whatever that the casting people, like, isn't that part of their job? I don't know. I would think that it's like so easy for this internet sleuths to find it. The stuff that they would just naturally go back and look. Like, none of that stuff is private, I don't think. So it's like they can go back and just scroll and look at their
Well, the
stuff.
crazy thing was Sierra, I think hers was a story or a Snapchat. And so she must have pissed someone off in her lifetime for them to take a screenshot and be like, we're holding on to this because it's going to come in handy later in life. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and then she also, the one I saw was a screenshot of it was a DM that someone had sent her, like, saying, hey, this is why this is, has racial undertones or is racist or
Yeah.
whatever they told her, and she kind of just, like, doubled down on it and was like,
Oh, geez.
yeah, it wasn't a good look. But
We
but
don't
some
fuck
of the
with that.
stuff that's, like, more, like, there's been ones that are just, like, in old tweets that it's still on their page. I'm just like, do they not scroll? But also, how hard do you think it is to get people to want to do that show? Because it's like the best social experiment. Locking people on an island, they don't know what time it is. They don't have phones. They don't have, like, World War III almost started and these people didn't even know. And
Right.
they have to get psychological counseling before they leave the island, like once they get voted off. And then you're just like, I mean, I just personally could never be someone, no judgment, but like, just, I'm a private person. I could just never be out there like doing it in a room with 20 other people sleeping in there, and out on national
No.
television.
Oh,
But
heck no.
no, but do you think it's hard for them to find people? Maybe that's why they just, I don't know. Because most of the people said that, like, most of them got like DMs, like, or they got reached out to by production, like they didn't actually apply to be on the show. So maybe they just don't get a lot of people that apply.
I think they get a lot of people that apply, but it's not the right people. And so they're searching the ones that already have like a certain level of exposure on social media that
Yeah.
aren't just applying to be the next star where they
Yeah.
already have a certain number of following. And so I think that's when you get people that are a little bit more serious about the process, like Cordell from season 6. I think he had already like a certain number of following and he was reached out to because of, one, his brother, and then two, he
Yeah.
was starting to like do some modeling and stuff like that. So when they reach out to those type of people, they're like, maybe I can find love. And I mean, I think people lie when they don't come on to dating shows like that to like kind
Yeah.
of up their social media or like kind of up whatever type of business venture they're doing. Like in
course you're
today's
there for
society,
that. Like-
yeah, like you're gonna get exposure no matter what. You're not just there for love. Like,
Yeah.
no, let's be real.
Did you see everything that's going on with Kenny and Janae?
Oh, absolutely.
It
Blows my mind.
It's just,
I really
just
trusted him.
disgusting. Yeah, it was just so disgusting.
And the fact that he went on that long of a relationship with her,
Yeah.
like, it's been almost a year or more since that season aired because it was last summer. So
Yeah, it was last summer.
that's a long time to be like putting up this gig.
Well, I think now too, like, I'm watching Beyond the Villa, and the last episode, you can kind of tell and I'm sure, like, if this hadn't come out, I wouldn't have caught it, or people wouldn't have caught it the same way, but, like, he definitely seems kind of disinterested and, like, moving in together, getting a dog together, like, the whole thing is, like, very much, like, her trying to push it.
Yeah.
And now, knowing what we know, it makes a lot more sense. So,
It's unfortunate.
yeah.
But looking at her social media, she's doing fine. She's got all these brands sending her things. Oh, Lord. Is that the fly?
It's the fly.
Um,
Landed on my leg.
oh my gosh. We forgot to talk about our weekend. And
Yes. Oh, yeah, you have to tell me something funny.
I do. Sorry. The fly just reminded me because I was outdoors. Sorry. This is our normal conversation. So everyone just buckle up because we go in and out of things real quick.
Real quick.
So this past weekend, I was being a very good, loving wife and said, yes, I will go off-roading in the mountains with you and not have any cell service, which is nice because now we do have Starlink, so I still have some sort of reception and way to life. But I woke up Friday night, severe pain. My period started.
Oh.
And so
Were you camping?
no, we were just out and about going.
Okay.
Yeah, this was at home. I got my period.
Oh, got
but
it. Okay.
It ties into the story. So
Okay.
we were out on this trail, and typically these like hiking slash like off-roading trails, usually there's a bathroom. This one did not have a bathroom.
Oh, no.
And, nature was calling real quick. But at the same time, like, I'm day one of my period. Like, the flow is heavy. It's flowing real hard. So I was like, babe, you're going to have to pull over. And I need to release everything.
Everything.
Everything. So the first time in my entire life, I pulled out my tampon and threw it into Mother Nature. And
You littered.
I littered. It's biodegradable. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lovely deer or bear is enjoying my bloody tampon in the wilderness of Tennessee.
I feel like a badger. Do you guys have badgers out there? I feel like a badger might.
I don't know. But, opened up the 2-car doors and did my thing. Peed. Blood everywhere. It was just...
Oh my God.
Luckily, we had the dogs with us, and lucky in the sense that I brought their like wipes to wipe their paws or whatever in case they like were walking around. And so I was like,
And
perfect.
someone's blood.
Yeah. I took the dog wipes, wiped myself clean, also threw it into nature. Don't come after me. You do what you have to do sometimes, but that was a first. And my husband got to see afterwards my lovely little puddle of pee and blood.
Wow. What a bonding moment. But honestly, the fact that you had mentioned that you were going to be without cell service. I knew you were doing something nature-y. And I was walking in to get a facial and I was sending you a voice note. And I think Amy thought that I was on the phone with you. So she got excited. And I was like, oh no, it's just a voice note. She's like off in the wilderness somewhere. And I was like, who goes places without cell reception? Like, who voluntarily does that? And then to hear that you did that with your whole, situation down under.
Day
If
one
that
of the
was
period.
me, I would not leave my bed. Like, I have an IUD, and so I don't really get bad periods. But if I choose to keep one because of that benefit. Otherwise, Garrett would have a vasectomy, and I've offered to do it in house, and he has declined. But
Some
obviously
Civil
not
War
seriously.
shit.
But yeah, that's wife goals right there. I would have said, peace, go have fun by yourself, or no, you need to stay here and wait on me all day.
I am truly like
Just
the
goals in
ultimate.
general.
Yeah, I am goals for just everything, and that My friends, you just got to do it sometimes.
You just gotta do it.
When nature calls, you just have to, pull off the side of a trail, pop a squat, make sure you're not in knee-high grass because nobody wants ticks, nobody wants Lyme disease. I'm so
God.
sorry if you do have that. We're thinking of you, but I do not want that. And so I had to like really, this is where my dance and pure bar technique came into place. Cause girl, I was in a wide second. My feet were wider than my hips. My seat was towards knee level. And I just went.
Were your toes turned out slightly?
I had to because,
Yeah.
the pee splatters. And so we didn't want that everywhere. And even to my husband, when after I like got in, he's like, "Were you sitting on like?" He has a truck, and so there's like a little step to get into the truck because it's lifted. He's like, "Were you sitting on the ledge of the step, like peeing?" I was like, "No, I like popped a wide squat."
Yeah.
He's like, "Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That's
But
classic.
anywho, that was a new one for me. I've kind of peed pretty much anywhere and everywhere, no shame, but that one is one for the books.
So I'm like my dog. So my dog Pepper, we're shy, like bathroom users. So I have never seen my dog poop on a leash. And like Ava has dog sat her and she's like, she's not going to the bathroom. I'm like, she is. She just does it when you're not looking because
A
we
true
don't-
lady.
Yeah. We're true ladies. I have a fear of public restrooms, of peeing in the wilderness. I don't go to the wilderness in that way. So that's not a problem for me. But I will hold it as long as I have to. I hate it.
Actually, I will say I cannot pee in the ocean. I get like such stage fright in that sense, and I think it's because like I
From the
announce it to
sharks?
people. Like, because like obviously if you see me like swimming away, and fun
Well,
fact,
that's why
like
you don't swim away. You just stay there.
yeah, but then it starts getting warm, and then I can't lie.
I don't think in the ocean people are going to be able, unless you're like on someone, I don't think they're going to feel your warmth.
Well, I'm like always, I feel like very in close proximity to someone,
true.
and so they're gonna feel it.
It's your physical
And
touch need.
yes, and it's very noticeable when I like detract or like step away from the group because like there's something going on or like I'm trying to do something. And in the ocean, it's very apparent that I'm peeing, and then people are looking, and yeah,
Wow.
that's one place I have a very hard time. Now, I will pee off the side of a Duffy boat into a small little cup and throw of it into the ocean.
Did you do that with me?
No, I did that with my family and my brother.
My other girlfriend, I had a girlfriend that literally in Newport Bay just dropped trousers and just hung off over the side of the Duffy boat.
I had, well, my sister like put up a towel around me, and I just took a red Solo cup and peed in the cup and threw it into the ocean.
There you go.
And the whole time my brother was sitting there just fully distraught
I
that I
can
would be
imagine.
doing so. I'm like, bro, this is me.
They
But
have it easy though. They guys can go to the bathroom so much
oh,
easier.
truly. Like after I went to the bathroom, my husband just like whipped out his penis and he was going and like no issue. It's just more natural for them.
It is.
For us, it's a whole thing. It's a whole ordeal. It's a whole performance of like, you got to make sure you're wearing the right clothes. That's one thing I always think about.
Yeah.
One, if I'm going out, can I dance and drop down into almost a full split in this without my vagina showing? Two,
I like that that's something you really consider doing, like in a club.
I mean, you never know.
You never
You
know.
never know when the alcohol hits and you just have to go into a full split. Or two, when you're in the middle of nowhere, there's no restroom nearby, can I pull down my pants successfully and spread my legs and go
Yeah.
to the bathroom? Can
Yeah.
never in jeans. That's why you'll very rarely see me in jeans.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever thought about that ever.
Now you will.
Now I will.
Now everyone will. This is us.
You're
Truly
here, hopefully. We're
unfiltered. Yes,
It's just
we
like
are
our
excited.
inner musings coming to life.
It really is. But you can catch us on social media. You can find us where you listen or watch all your podcasts. We'll be there. Work Wives and Real Lives. Give us a little subscribe, follow. And we're excited to have you in for all the laughs, chaos, and all the deep honesty of business and real life together.
Yeah, we're excited. You can catch us every week.
Every Wednesday, we'll be dropping episodes.
Bring your wine.
Bring your wine.
I'm out. That means it's time to go.
Anywho, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.